This is Life Transformation Radio. Prepare to engage. Seatbelt activated. Download initiated. Your quantum journey of transformation begins in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to a very special edition of Life Transformation Radio. Hi, I'm Rob Actis. We are at BottleRock. Inside of BottleRock is PODROCK, and I want to thank Badopolo for allowing me to be on the stage today. So excited to be here. This is a really great moment. I'm just so excited the way the universe works. And the guest that I have today, it's really just universal how it happened. So I'm the narrator for Hal Elrod's book, The Miracle Morning. And my guest today is the man who did Hal Elrod's Miracle Morning rap. And it's funny because I was over at
10 years ago.
So I was over at BottleRock, and I just felt the need to come back here, and here's Kosha Dillz. So I want to welcome you today to Life Transformation Radio.
Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely. So I know there's a lot of music podcasts around. This is not the music podcast, so just know we're going to talk about the heart, the soul, what really makes you tick, and you're fascinating. I had a chance to watch you perform, and I loved how you were so authentic. And you were just like, you were like a kid in a candy store, like, okay, here I am. This is like a dream come true. And like, so what was it like to just perform the other night at After Dark and just go, wow, this is my life?
That's a cool question. Thanks so much for having me too. I think, well, I always say to everybody, it's a dream come true. I actually don't really believe it's a dream come true. I sort of think it's like a self-fulfilling, obvious this is going to happen. You're going to play the show because that's what you're trying to do as an artist, I don't want to say self-fulfilling prophecy. I don't know if it's that, but the ironic thing is, I envision myself when I'm outside the place, I'll play in there soon. And then it happens, I think for musicians, like we go to the festival and you're like, what would it like for me to be on the main stage? What would it like for me on this stage? And not everyone gets to play the big one, the small stage, and it's just steps, right? I mean, I played the festival, I played the after. You guys saw the after show. We were like, okay, now we're on the bigger stage. Then we played a smaller stage, then a bigger stage, but there were more people at the smaller show than the bigger one. So it's a matter of perspective. What in life, sometimes when you think it's the biggest thing, it's not, and sometimes the smaller things really are more impactful. Obviously, here you are. It's like my second time here,
Well, it was really cool to watch you perform. How you really were. You had this childlike wonder, like I'm here, and I've been working hard at this, and here I am, a bald Jewish rapper. I mean, that's not a normal thing. There's not a lot of those. There's not a lot of those. I love your hairstyle, by the way, and it's just what attracted me to you. And I didn't put two and two together that you were Kosha from the Miracle Morning, but what attracted me to you and why I was really excited to actually come across and interview you is your heart was so pure on that stage. And you were there serving the audience. You weren't up there. It wasn't all about you. You were truly serving and giving everything you had to let people just experience what you have to offer.
It was nice. The reason this is important to me because, I had a bunch of guests up there. I had done shows with the guy from San Francisco. I work with a lot named Adam Swig from Value Culture. I mean, we've been doing shows together for it was 9 years. We met when I was on tour with Matisyahu, and we've been working on this, getting on BottleRock. It's like 2019 and push it. Maybe last year I made a custom song about. I do a lot of custom raps, like I did for Hal. Right. I've been as a freestyle rapper, it's kind of like a side gig. You give shout outs to, advertisers on the podcast or the radio, and they say, John's bleach cleaner or whatever. So we were like, how can we pitch all this stuff to get on this stage? And in September, I got on BottleRock on the Jam Pad. which is, with it's like the Jam Cellar small stage, right?
Super cool.
And then I had Bald Fest. I had all these viral moments that happened from street performing with Fat Joe. Bald Festival got on Stephen Colbert, got on New York Post, got on London Times, Unilad, The Independent. Then I had a viral song. So now I went from viral moments to a song that's tangible. So my Hanukkah song was like a remix of Adam Sandler's thing. Everything just kept going. And then at that point, they're like, well, we actually have to book you for BottleRock. Like, this is out of control. Like, because it was exciting because they saw it all happening. And my first viral TikTok was like at BottleRock, like saying hi to Dave Grohl. It was like this random thing. I'm like, hey, Dave Grohl, I'm Kosha Dillz. And then like the internet like erupted because they're like, how could you? Because he looked at me funny. And it was like all those little things, I looked at it. And I want to tell you this, there's we did BottleRock. So Adam, it was special because I got my whole team with me and we've been working on it since September, which was like 9 months ago. So you go back and you're like, yo, this is, but we've been trying for 15 years to get like a 9 months of momentum.
You're an overnight success in 15 years.
Yeah,
you're like,
exactly.
Yeah. It's funny because people go, oh my God, he's an overnight success. Well, you have to build. And, that's what I love is you kind of have earned it. You've paid your dues, and everybody wants overnight success, and there really is an overnight success. You have to pay your dues. And I was having a conversation with another artist, and they were talking, I think it was Ron, how these artists, they have overnight success on TikTok or what have you, and then they have no staying power. It's just one and done, the one-hit wonders. And,
But you don't have to be a one-hit wonder.
I know. But if you come up too fast, you put the blood, the sweat, and I'm sure lots of tears. Mm-hmm. And, your story of your life, I know you're sober now and you're going through sobriety. That's part of who you are, and that comes through.
Yeah. I mean, well, without that, I wouldn't have any of this. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
Ex-convict, ex-felon,
that's
selling
huge.
drugs, planes, automobiles, stealing cars, all that, all the pizzazz of
that brings
darkness.
the texture and the layers of the onion that makes you who you are. And I think that's what draws people in because there's so many layers of you, and you can feel your soul and your passion and your life experience through your music.
There are moments once you win a crowd over, and like I said, the reason why it was so special, like my boy Adam Swig from Value Culture, we did BottleRock. We've been doing these Shabbats everywhere, and we got top moments of BottleRock, like in the San Francisco Chronicle, which was really cool for us because we've been doing this on the side stage in the campground or the Renegade thing, and because I got on the festival and they were like, "Yo, we're gonna do it," and look, we got a top moment by the press, and we got in the San Francisco Chronicle 3 times this weekend. And I was like, yo, that's abnormal amount of press even to tell people. They're like, what are you guys doing? I had Flex. We've done shows since 2007, 8, 9. No one's there. People are there. 1,000 people sleeping on couches, dirty places in Nashville. When we first met, which is, I think about the story. I'll begin. And then, my trumpet player, this is a 25-year-old kid from Brooklyn that I met through another trumpet player, and I'm like, hey, you want to go play this festival? And he's like, dropped everything he was doing to come do it. And my boy Jay Ev, who I just met through Adam. So it's like, it's a nice little crew. When you get a nice crew, it's fun because it's like finally you're operating with a group of people, and it's bigger than just you, So now everyone's representing it. Like Podopoly got all these podcasts, not just your podcast. It's a whole team of people, and one bounces off the other, and it goes click, 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 and people get excited to. It's a pool, It's like
Absolutely.
You're swimming in a bathtub, or you're swimming in this whole pool, and you go, all these rides, and here we are in this spot, and that's sort of like momentum. The momentum is exciting, and because no one knows what's going to happen next. Yeah. No one knows.
I know. Okay, so this is Life Transformation Radio, and we talk about stories of transformation. So you've had a road of where you are. Yeah. And I first of all want to acknowledge you for your recovery and your sobriety. And I can imagine how I was thinking about that because I have a lot of friends in recovery and sobriety. You're surrounded in this world of them sampling tequila, and there's all kinds of substances around. Like, how is that? How do you get through that where you just accept that you're in that environment? Because people that are on sobriety, they don't get into those environments. They don't go to bars. They don't go to clubs. They don't go to concerts. So how do you have the inner strength to do what you do?
Well, that's not actually true. People in recovery go everywhere in life. Actually.
Okay, good.
They, it's suggested maybe that some people don't go in the beginning when you're like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what I think you're referring to. But
Yes.
like, without recovery, none of it's possible anyway. I want to be able to be here, so it's like kind of irrelevant for me to almost even think of.
Okay.
I have the opportunity to humble myself to do the things that I'm doing because I'm in recovery. So, for instance, rapping outside Madison Square Garden in a rainstorm because I think it's a really fun thing to do, and then Fat Joe comes and starts rapping with me, and we get it on film, and it goes viral, and then he invites me to perform, and then I get all that momentum to get on a tour, and now because I'm on this tour, we do a song, and that goes viral, and that gets heard by 500,000, 2 million people, but the bottom base of it is because I'm in recovery, because you need humility, you need acceptance, You need all those things to actually, because not everybody believes, when you don't have the momentum, when the views are low on YouTube, no one cares, trust me. They're all like, where are you guys? And then when you get 1 million, everyone just appears and it says, I'm so proud of you. I knew you could do it. You're like, oh, really?
Yeah. Well,
For real? You knew that I could always do it? So, yeah, you wasn't here when we had the one podcast. And now we got 100. You know what I mean? And you're like, oh my God, look, they got they get their own place and the sipping and the signs, but they weren't here when there was just the picnic tables.
Right.
And that's life. That's life, So that's, life transformation when you have to transform yourself. Once you transform and do the inner work, life outside, that's easy. That happens naturally because you're giving the energy out. Does that make sense a little
Absolutely.
bit? Yeah. So, I don't know what's going to happen after this weekend, but I do know that I'm doing my best here. And then, honestly, just with the recovery piece, the thing is when you put down one thing, you'll pick up other things. So a lot of the self-defense mechanisms in the recovery world, people, they switch from alcohol to food, sex, all kinds of things. It's really hard to stay grounded. You know what I mean?
Right.
And sometimes staying grounded is not exciting at all. It's very boring. And, I'm a very thrill-seeking person, so it's really challenging for me. But, I didn't want to, you get exhausted, you get a lot of excuses. And when you start coming up with excuses, you already kind of know the answer, right? Because you only have excuses for things you know you should do.
Well, your world is opening up rapidly. Here you are at BottleRock. You're on the main stage. You had the After Dark show. You're on Wild. So tell me all the stuff that's just happening like right now and the momentum that you're in right now. You're another chapter of your life transformation, like just all the wins. Because it really, I think, inspires people to go, wow, my life's not so bad. I didn't have that. And look what I can overcome. And I think you're an example of that.
I remember it was January and I got a call that said, hey, you're going to be one of there's like we're not sure what the call is, but there's going to be like a group Zoom for Wild and Out. And I'm like, oh my God, maybe I made it, And then I was on the way to the studio and I made this song called I Swear I'm About to Pop. And I really felt it. I was like, there's all these things and I'm older and I thought I should have been famous. I had moments. I had a Super Bowl commercial 10 years ago. It was seen by like 100 million people. And, everyone else has become big around. I think everyone else that we know that we've worked with at one point has become famous except us. It's like crazy. You're like, oh my God, I did shows with Jack Harlow. There was 20 people there. I have the emails and they were so grateful to even play the show with me. It was so funny to me. And this guy's on the cover of Rolling Stone. All those moments. And you're like, where's my moment? I deserve this.
Absolutely.
And just didn't think it was going to work out. Didn't think it was going to work out. And then I do the auditions and then I get on the show and then I finish the season. And then now they announce the season and now the season's coming up. But when the excitement leaves you, because it already happens, you want something new. It's like this unfulfilling drug. It's like, okay, you did BottleRock. What's that? You got to do Lollapalooza now. You got to go to Bonnaroo. And then you do ACL. And then you do Coachella. And then the next person says, well, no one even becomes big off festivals anymore anyway. It's like the opening acts. No one's even there to see them. So it's it's a never-ending chase. But ultimately, what if I never played any of this? Would I still be like, because this being on this stage is massive for some people, and some other people are like, oh, I just got to do this other thing, and you know what I mean.
I hope you're in the middle of that.
No, yeah, but I got in Rolling Stone recently, and I thought that was going to be the biggest thing and changing in my life. And then like the whole process, like it's just like an Instagram post and another link you get, and all that stuff isn't. But to make a great song that means something to you, that means something to somebody else, like the way that we're connected, is really the most important thing. Like the fact I could rekindle a relationship with someone. He's like, hey, I saw that guy, and yo, pal, how we did that over the Taste Good Be by Jesse Belief. That guy who made that song is the biggest songwriter in the world. He made See a Chandelier, the guy who produced that song, and we remixed it. And Hal was like, I brought Hal to that studio, and he goes, wow, The Miracle Morning. He goes, of course, the first person I ever worked with in The Miracle Morning is Grammy winner. He's like, and it's true, and like I thought about that stuff, and I think like I like to bridge these worlds together, that where people don't meet, because it's awesome that I'm meeting you, because I don't know, but I have faith in the moment that you put one foot in front of the other, and it's all going to work out. And you don't control your moments, you know what I mean? You don't control your momentum. Like it's kind of a culmination of your life. Like my life is kind of already written out for me. I feel like I'm just sort of living through there's something else bigger than me that helped make all this stuff happen. What people want to call God or whatever, miracles, all these things. But I'm not a religious person, but I was telling the other day, I have a very faith-based career that I know if I show up, I come early, I stay late, I shake everyone's hands, be a good person, even if someone is a dick to you, especially if someone's mean to you. And then if you feel like you did something wrong, just, apologize and keep it moving, you know what I mean? And that's how this whole weekend has been. That's pretty much my whole life.
I love it. So what is your why? What makes you tick? No matter what's going on in your life, you're laying in bed in the morning, your eyes open up, and you're like, it's another day. I'm getting up out of bed. I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to do this. What is your why?
Oh, we were talking about this yesterday. Everyone got it, but it's up to you to get it. Like, you got it, I got it, he got it, she got it. But if you don't get it, that's your fault. You know what I mean? So it's for the taking. It's the even playing field, life, Not everyone's going to be an indie rock star because they don't make indie rock music, but you have to find your thing, And while everyone's like, that's you, the freestyle rapper, that's you. I'm a big freestyle rapper. I want everyone to know my songs. Other people know they want to be known for something else. Be grateful for what you have. Everyone got it, but it's up to you to go get it.
Absolutely. So I wrote the book, The Law of Action, which is the missing link. As Hal wrote, it's the missing link of the law of attraction, because you have to take action, you have to be in momentum and do it. So just because you want to be a rapper, you want to be a DJ, you want to be a recording artist, you want to be a performer, you have to do the steps necessary to get there and create the momentum in your life and be the person you need to be to have that success.
Life is language.
Absolutely.
We all have the ability to communicate, but you have to learn the language. You have to learn how to communicate properly, whether that's like studying a language, going to the gym, learning a new, teaching old dogs. They say you can't teach old dogs new tricks, but you can. It just might take longer for some of us.
Right. And you have to put yourself out there. So what does it feel like for you? I know what it feels like for me when I get on stage, and so I do speaking, and I love being in front of, giant crowds, and it's very humbling. What does it feel like when you're up there and you're connected with the audience and they're just like so connected with you? You're doing your thing. What does that feel like? Do you take moments to breathe and just like really soak all the incredible things that are happening in your life, or is it just flying by like so fast? Do you stop and take a moment to be mindful and breathe and just enjoy those moments?
That has been happening more. Or you're like, oh man, we won the like. It's like going to the gym, and you're like, I don't want to go. Now I'm here. Okay, we're in it. We're working out. And then by the end of the workout, and you like really did a good one and you really push yourself, that's like the stage when you win the crowd over and then people are singing along to the songs that they don't even know, but you could see they're already singing along the hook because the song is so catchy. And then your numbers go up and you're like, wow, this is, that's kind of the excitement, is that like you had a good one and the last one was better than the one before that.
Okay, so I'm all about visualization and intention and looking forward and just making things happen. So it's 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're sitting here on a couch, having an interview. It's 5 years later. I'm having a conversation where I'm Pedopolo on the stage. Okay. So I'm going to ask you, so tell me all the wins you're having right now. So all the incredible success you're having here in 2027. What does your life look like right now, 2027?
I have a child.
Okay.
That's for sure. Touring the world, television shows, TV series, still sober, still clean, 100% on that. So I'll be about 23 years clean then. I have almost 18
Awesome.
and end of July 30th. So say hi if you hear this. Yeah, man, just flourishing in life, living in New York City, maybe Israel, definitely not LA. Yeah, hopefully I have a really big smile on my face and all my teeth are still intact.
I love it. Thank you so much. I know you got a hard to limit. You're going to go perform. And plus, thank you so much because you killed it last night. I didn't make it last night. Wasn't able to because I crashed. I was asleep. But I heard you just totally killed it. And I'm hoping to see you again. You're performing tonight at 6, right?
Yeah.
All right. So that's super cool. So I want to thank you for rolling out of bed and
Thanks,
joining us
man.
here today.
And if anyone wants to say hi to me, it's Kosha Dillz on everything. KOSHADILLZ. The Instagram, Twitter, linktree.com/Kosha Dillz. You could find a bunch of stuff, stores, streaming, videos.
And you got to get his merch, man. Look at this shirt.
Yeah,
Look at the Kosha Dillz shirt, the pickle
socks.
shirt.
We got it all.
We got it all. Hey, I want to thank everybody for being here today. We're live at Feasted Forward in Napa, California at PODROCK.
Hey.
Thank you, Pedopolo.
Pedopolo.
Exactly. That's how you say it, right? It's Pedopolo, right? Is that okay? I just want to make sure. Thank you so much. I'm Rob Actis. Take time out to breathe. Don't let fear stop you. Decide, plan, act, live a life of massive inspired action. You deserve that happily ever after. You got this. Until next time.
This is Life Transformation Radio. Download complete.